Each week, we do a community moment. This is a chance for someone from the community to come up and give an 8 to 10 minute talk about something going on in their lives. Maybe it's a book they've read or just something that they have on their mind. This week's community moment will be given by Jeffrey Leppart.
Good morning, everybody. Okay. Come on. I'm from Fargo, North Dakota, and it gets really cold up there in the winter. In fact, it gets so cold that my father used to take us to church on Sunday morning just to hear the preacher talk about hell. Now, Fargo is on the border of North Dakota and Minnesota, and that region of the country has a lot of Norwegian ethnicity and culture. And part of the culture is the Olli and Lena jokes. And has anybody heard an Olli and Lena joke? Okay, you probably heard it on Prairie Home Companion. Well, to understand Olli and Lena jokes, you have to know that there are 4 characters. There's Olli, whose name comes from Olson, but they call him Olli. And Olli's best friend, Lars, which comes from Larson, and his other friend, Sven, which comes from Svensson, and Olli's wife is Lena. Now, Olli is a cuckold. That means he has an unfaithful wife, and his wife is always cheating on him with Lars, his best friend, right under his nose, but he never figures it out, and that's part of cuckold humor. And cuckold humor goes way back before Chaucer, even. Now I'm going to tell 6 Olli and Lena jokes, and to tell an Olli and Lena joke, you should do the dialogue part with a Norwegian accent, if you can. It makes it more authentic. Now, I'll start with a real good one here. Olli and Lena are having their 25th wedding anniversary party at their home, and when the guests leave, Lena pushes Olli. And Olli says, "What'd you do that for?" And Lena says, "That's for 25 years of bad sex." And so Olli pushes her back and says, "That's for knowing the difference." Now, Olli comes home early from work one day, and he surprises Lars and Lena in the bedroom. And he walks in the bedroom, and he sees Lena sitting on the side of the bed, totally naked. And he says, "Oh, Lena, how come you don't have any clothes on?" And Lena says, "Well, I don't have anything to wear." And Olli says, "Sure you do, sure you do." And he goes over and opens the closet door, and he says, "See, now there's your striped dress, there's your polka dot dress, there's Lars, there's your white dress, and there's your pink dress." Now, Olli and Sven are out fishing in this lake, this big lake in northern Minnesota, close to Canada, where the lakes are really big. And they get out in the middle of the lake, and they're lost. And they're just drifting. They don't know what to do. Then a bottle floats up next to the boat. And Olli picks it out of the water, pulls the cork off, and a genie appears. Now the genie says, "I'm just a one-wish genie. I can only grant you one wish." And impulsively, Olli says, "Well, turn the lake into Guinness beer then." And immediately, the water was turned into Guinness beer, and the genie was gone. And Sven, in the back of the boat, says, "No, Olli, you fool. Now we have to pee in the boat." Now, Olli's coming home from work, and he sees Sven on the sidewalk by his house. And Sven comes up to him and says, "Say, Olli, you got to get a darker shade there in your bedroom window. I was walking by you last night, and I could see the silhouette of you and Lena making love." And Olli said, "Oh, no, Sven, the joke's on you. I wasn't even home last night." Now, Olli's getting pretty sick, and it's getting so bad that Lena says to Olli, "Olli, you're getting pretty bad there. I think it's time we call a priest." And Olli says, "Well, why would we call a priest? We're Lutheran." And Lena says, "Oh, yeah, sure. You want I should get Pastor Halverson sick?" Okay. The last one. Now, Olli is dying here. He's up on his deathbed on the second floor bedroom, and he's just lying there waiting to die. And then he gets a whiff of Lena's homemade oatmeal raisin cookies. And he thinks to himself, if I could just get another of Lena's oatmeal cookies, I'd be content to die. And so he rolls off the bed, falls on the floor, and crawls down the hallway on his hands and knees, and then he works his way down the steps on his belly, pulling himself with his hands, one step at a time. Now he finally gets to the bottom of the stairs, and now the aroma of those oatmeal raisin cookies it's getting really strong, and Olli crawls over to the table where the cookies are cooling, and he gets right up to the table, and he raises his hand up to get a cookie, and Lena slaps his hand and says, "No, Olli, those are for the funeral." Thank you.